Hello YouTube, this is VonTiban again. I'm going over another exhibition match that I did last night on Peter Y. Mao's Friday Night Fights weekly exhibition matches that he does. It's against a Feng, so if y'all remember my previous videos, against a very good Feng player named Hodor, and the first time I played against them, the week before, I got blown up 0-7 and we went over those matches. I'll go ahead and link that video in the description below if you want to go over that one. So then we had a week. We found out that we were going to be rematching them and that it was character locked this time because the last time they had Feng and Dragunov and I prepared for both. But he character locked it, so now it's just Feng, and because of that I spent the whole week dedicated to dealing with Feng. That being said, I practiced about 20 minutes a day, maybe 30 each day, and leading up to this. And I wanted to, before we go into the matches, at least go over a few of the moves that we were thinking about, that we were trying to beat. So I'm going to take control of the Feng here. So for starters, I wanted to get better sidestep potential against this Feng. So essentially, Feng can do stuff like this. To review from last time, Feng can do these types of pressure that, while very oppressive and very hard to deal with, you can deal with it all by movement. So for example, if Feng goes this or this, okay, and I'm playing against it, like, it's really hard to deal with it. Like, I try to punch and he goes under it. But look, we're behind him and we blow him up. See that punish? So it's like, basically moving to the side was a big aspect, and to the left specifically was an aspect that I wanted to incorporate into my game. But one of the things that overwhelmed us was we were not familiar with the rest of his moveset. So because of that, we tried to go and get as many of his moves into our execution of knowing what they do. So like, for example, let's see, is it like this one? We need to be able to launch that and get a combo off of him. Reacting to, not this one, this move, and launching him for it. Another one was this. So essentially that's something that you can low parry. And then as well as back 2-3-4-2, which is you can low parry the second hit there. All of these are things that you should be able to react to, but I also went deep enough that there's also this string, where this follow-up, first follow-up, second follow-up, okay, as well as just empty into a back turn. So do you see this? And then he can proceed to, like, do a lot of stuff from there. So, you know, like with this, maybe this. Sorry, I'm not a Feng player, so I don't remember his extensions for all this stuff. But the point being that he has a lot of mix-up potential once he's in that back turn stance. So, and I studied as well the different ways that he can enter back turn. So essentially, the three ways that I was aware of were this. So that leaves him back turn with a mixed up. We talked about this without a follow-up, leaves him in mixed up. And then finally, we talked about the last one was this one. He can basically, so this, he can choose to hold back. And then he ends up, but he cancels the last hit and ends up in back turn. So when I was practicing, I practiced against a lot of those moves, and was trying to build reaction speed so that I could actually deal with them. Another one was this, not this. So there's this. And that's heavily delayable. See how that's slow? I can do that. So, but the point being that if we press into it, if we attack into it, he gets a very huge counter hit and a lot of follow-up damage. But if we hold and actually block that, you know, the risk outweighs the reward is good enough that, and the risk is high enough that it's good to, like, you know, be aware of that. So all of those things I talked about are technically reactable. So for example, using this as an example, that and this You can actually defend against both at the same time, I learned. And in order to do it, though, you have to... like, time your block. So it's essentially you can... When this comes out, once you hit that timing of when that move would have hit, the timing of the next move comes out a little bit after. So you can actually block both options. You can basically say, okay, the first option didn't happen yet. That means the second option, if he's doing something, is coming now. And then you can actually defend against both. I tried. So anyway, the idea was that if I got more used to the things that Feng was doing and had more, you know, knowledge of that, I would be able to have a lot more freedom to execute my own game plan, as well as having a lot better idea of the things that he wanted to do. I also studied a bit, like, let's see. So he has this move, right? He has this, like, approach vector where he kind of covers a ton of ground and like tries to make an approach, and it's very scary to deal with. But one of the things that I learned about was that, you know, all these other options are pretty hard reads. So this, you know, this, all of that, maybe this, yeah, all of those are pretty scary to do. So a very common thing they'll do is this. One of the things about this move is that when you block that move, which is what's going to happen if you're just standing normally, is that he gets enough distance between him that pretty much the only move that he is guaranteed to hit you with, if you backdash out immediately to try and create space, is this. So, in this move, you can launch it. So basically just kind of trying to learn a little bit about what is this character trying to accomplish and the things that character might be thinking about, so that you can try and stay a couple of steps ahead of your opponent on the mind game of it. Like, this is a really attractive option. Sorry, doing this into this is a very attractive option when you have an opponent that likes to play defensively and backdash, because it's the only thing that's actually going to guarantee catch them. That, you know, unless they start hard reading, then you can maybe, I don't know, go nuts, right? But like, you're not starting with that, right? So, I mean, most people are not. So, that being said, those are the kind of things that I had on my mind, was like block punishment, sidestepping to the left as much as possible, as well as like looking for basically the moves that we showed you just now. Those were the kind of things that I was trying to think about during the time that we were playing. So, and then I also labbed against a bunch of cheese moves, because one of the things that my opponent liked to do was something I call, and it was a thing that got brought up actually by Peter when he was watching, is that he's sort of like a anime boss, where he would power up as you were doing things. So like a lot of times during the final round, he'll pull out something that you haven't seen before and try to get you with it. So a good example, like, I don't know it's down back 2-2-2. You know, this is like a cheesy move, but he might do that in the final round just to, like, throw you off guard. So I labbed a bunch of those moves so that when I was in the final round, I felt a lot safer, because I had seen a lot of the cheese that I hadn't seen from this person, like, basically I was ready for the thing that haven't been shown yet, was basically the idea. Hey Azurfadad, what does that mean? But anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the matches now. I don't want to keep rambling for much longer. And go ahead and talk through a bit of what I was thinking. So, spoiler, I did still go down 7-2. Oh, this is Sumaile. Hey, how's it going? Different account. Welcome back. I guess this one is right side. Weird. I didn't know that. Game records things weird, huh? Okay. Get ready for the next battle. Yes, Feng is also very strong at range 0, so I was trying to... Oh, you changed your name. Ha! That's pretty funny. Well, okay, I will remember now. That's Azur. You can always just crush your back when you're pressure. That's true. I'm gonna turn on recommended punishment. Do not pause during recommendations. Can I show the Oh, okay, I can just pause. Okay. So this is not the game, that's why. Sorry. This is a random thing that we played last at the end of the stream. That's funny. Hodor. Here's the first game. Okay. You can always just crush your back when you're pressured. Yes. So essentially, I also went in with a much more cautious mindset of the way he could try and like take back his turn. Well, as your happy name change, I will remember it from now on. So here's game one. I'll try not to pause too much. So we immediately start off by like trying to feel him out. This is a first to 7. We need to like. So he immediately went down forward 1 into He immediately went down forward 1 into I think forward 3 or back 3, which tracks. So it locks down sidesteps. So basically he's already trying to lock down sidesteps, and even though I'm trying to sidestep, I see that he's already respecting it. So that's a piece of information that I have. Immediately run up and do a hatchet. He remembers. We get blow parried. This first game was kind of a rude awakening because because playing against the real thing is sometimes scarier, and like his whiff punishment and everything is just very sharp. He's just looking for everything. He doesn't really respect the follow-ups as much, so it becomes scary to like throw that stuff out. So I don't know if we saw that. Let's real quick. So he does that. I backdash. We cause that to whip. See, so we were already trying to set up. So one of the things I was doing there is I'm already trying to set up the down back 3. Sidesteps. He's sidestepping too. Alright, that was scary. Looking for that back 1 there with that duck. Alright. Let our first down forward 2-3 rip, and he punishes it. Sidestepped and just hatching. This time he back 1s us. Look at that. Sidestep again into hatchet. My punishment isn't very good, but we're at least sidestepping, getting a mix-up, right? And that was a really clutch orbital. I did an orbital there to try and stop any advance, and it just happened to clip the back into the shoulder. Alright. So see, I was still pressing, I still had a bit of a residual habit there, and we got caught. Tried to lock down the sidestep there. So I'm seeing all of this, and I'm getting a little scared of the sidestep. So, which is the whole point of that move. Challenged after down forward 1 that time, and I got wrecked with a back 1. Blocks down sidestep again. Goes for the low mix-up that time because he thinks he scared me with the back 1 the previous time, the pattern that he set up. And this is all happening very fast, and I'm getting a little bit scared, to be honest. That's hilarious. I didn't know that was a counter hit. But anyway. Trying to lock down his movement a bit because he is sidewalking us a lot. Bad combo. Does the back 1 that time and catches me trying to step. That move is busted because it's a wall bounce and it's safe. Get him to stay away from him a bit. And we end up getting caught by this last hit. I didn't know that move, and I got wrecked. So the third hit of that string destroyed us. So that's the move. To this point, even, I haven't practiced against that move. So he gets us C in this kind of like clutch situation. He just like rips that out and just blows us up for it. So I counterpick G-Corp Helipad because it's like kind of the default counterpick for me, since, to be honest, I just do whatever Jimmy does. But the point being that Bryan has access to a lot of very strong combos on this stage from the wall break. Was my reasoning, at least. This is what I counterpicked pretty much every time the previous first to 7. So trying different options because he is challenging a lot on these plus frames. I noticed he liked to either press a button or sidestep our hatchets. I saw the back turn there from his 1-2-2 and anticipated the low, but then got the wrong punish. Alright, bad punish, but we at least are waiting now. We're kind of like building the reactions to it, right? Tried to get a sidestep, but instead caught him in the air, which works. And then hit him with a little bit something cheeky. I'm trying to build some momentum here, so I did something a little cheeky to try and, like, you know, get some space, so to speak, on the scoreboard. That was probably punishable. Or at least, maybe not. I'm not sure. Look at that. He messed it up. And we punished him for it. So I was super stoked about that, guys. I've been practicing that during the week. I know it's not a hard punish, but like I wasn't freezing up. More sidestep of his pressure. We sidestep the grab, and we're trying to get some momentum here, as you can see. High crushes us. Cheeky shit's how you play. Yeah, it's something I have a hard time doing. I can only, my cojones have a time to live on them, and they expire. They have an expiration date. I can't keep it up for as long. I think I am naturally a very cautious player in a lot of games that I do. But I totally respect it, people who can do that. He's not finishing it. He's not finishing his while standing 1-2-1 anymore. So it's already like, we're already in that mind game. Catches me pressing here. I think we end up in a bit of a toxic situation where I'm starting to do it some. Alright, we saw the down back 3 there. He went head stomp into down back 3. So it's already happening. But he did a down forward 1 there to see if I was going to continue doing that. Ooh, I could have punched that. Got it. I think I was still surprised. I still need a little bit of that reaction time of where I don't have to think. I just see it and I punish it. I'm working on it, but it's not quite there. And that low parry into wall combo was gross, but it's super sick. Alright, we caught him. We caught him doing crazy Kimpo stuff. Trying to party with us. Oh man, I should have just gone straight for the back 4 when he whiffed the move there, but he instead, like, he was pretty smart. I got him, so I got his back to the wall. I'm like, all right, he's afraid of back 4. Let's hatchet him, and he low parried us, which was pretty sick, super sick actually. Got him there because he really, one of the patterns I noticed, this is something actually from the previous time we played, he really likes to challenge on the third machine gun. Oh, that was supposed to be a delayed hop kick. We would have killed him right there. I was trying to do delayed hop kick into down back 1+2, which is the better combo. We got an orbital. And tragedy struck. That was Northern Cross. And then tried to dick jab, but he finished it and we just got destroyed. Hey, what's up, Hugh? Alright, next game. We are going over a 1st to 7 exhibition match that I did yesterday. This is a rematch. So the week before I got blown up 0-7 by this guy, and I had a week to like learn the Feng matchup and get better at it. And this was my attempt to bring it back. So at this point the score is 0-2, but it's so much closer already than before. The last time the guy was basically coasting, like just cheesing us out of the game. So basically he was doing a lot of different moves that were pretty quick. So I went with 1+2 there because it only loses the back 1. And I guess block, but it's not bad on block. So he's doing headbutt into down back 3 now. So we see it's getting set up, but he doesn't do it every time yet, and I'm trying to like smell it out basically. Flaming hot Doritos sounds good. All right, that was a cool setup, and I didn't know about that one, and I fell for it a few times. But we should keep that in mind for like Feng matchups. Oh, so anyway. Didn't punish, but we got that, which is almost better. Alright, back 1. So I'm starting to challenge a bit here, and he's catching us. With Mountain Dew, Red Bull, this is the way. Oh, I did forget to mention that, specifically against Feng, because he has such a bad wall standing 13. Oh yeah, that was so sick. I knew he was going to do some cheeky shit like that, so I blocked it. I was really excited about that. But we used a lot more hatchets in this matchup, both this time and the previous time, because Feng's wall standing 13 is not very good. So instead of doing like down, and he low parries every time. So it's like there is really no point between the two. So I was using, I mean, aside from the startup, so I was using hatchets a lot more. Yeah, I didn't practice against that move enough, so I wasn't ready for the reactions there. Tried to low parry. He kept it simple with the mid. So, still looking dire, but we're at least, dang, that was a punish. I really could have just launched him, huh? But, we're making him work harder. He's playing differently now. I tried to block the hell sweep that didn't come. It came that time. But at least we're finally, like, in the room playing the game, so to speak. We actually get to sit at the table now. Oh, he tried to parry there. So what I did there, Peter saw that, and he was like, wow, that's so smart. I don't know what he saw, but here's what I was thinking. Do this, +7. Enforce our plus frames. But this asshole back ones every time. Like, he makes you play so honest. And I was like, I'm going to duck his back one, and I'm going to fuck him up. He didn't do anything. But then we just ran in with the mid, because he's still looking for the low, and we just get him, basically. So I was pretty happy about that. That was like a nice patient approach. He pressed there. Again, we're getting a little bit destroyed by this down forward 1 into back 1. He kind of caught us with like a bit of a poisoned well situation where we can't even help ourselves. Like, it's happening without us thinking about doing it. That was a sick punish. This guy is just not letting us get away with anything. And then wasn't quite ready for the punch parry because it was only the third hit, but I saw him bust it out. He does like to do that to end rounds with the junkyard string. Alright. Let's go to the next one. Alright, so now we're down 0-3, but we're at least kind of building a story. We've set up the head button into the down back 3. We're trying to at least. We are noticing that we're getting blown up a lot by down forward 1 into back 1. So in my mind right now, I'm trying to see the down forward 1 and like force myself to not press a button because he's sort of conditioned us already into this habit of pressing. And yes, the new Pokemon game does look cool. It looks like Monster Hunter and Pokemon put together, which is kind of cool. Happened again. So at this point, I'm actually kind of frustrated. I'm like, why do I keep doing that? I didn't punish here because I didn't practice down 2 on block punishment. So I was just like, shit, I know it's while standing 3, but I just didn't do it. I was like, it was one of those, and then I didn't expect to block that. If I left damage on the table, though, a little bit too bad. I just did something in case he just... Alright, so actually that's something that I kind of figured out, is that if you don't run into it, you can just throw out a soccer kick and stop it. Oh, dang it. Yes, if I start punishing, I'll get 100 times better. That's all I practiced the week leading up to this, and this is literally my improvement, which is kind of shows you how far I had to go. But I will continue. My plan is to continue practicing this, even though I'm not going to keep playing against this guy probably, so that the next time I play Fangs, I'll just... You know, it's like that idea, you just need to start somewhere, right? Even if you're not going to play against Fangs all the time, like, you still should just start somewhere and start punishing. Yeah, because when I'm in practice, I got to the point where I'd, like, see the shoulder and punish it without even thinking about it, but in these matches, it still wasn't coming out. But yeah, like, we're seeing so many of these rounds that could have been won by, like, launching a single shoulder. And then that would have... And every round, every game going to the fifth round means that we would have won those games. That was really smart. So I did kind of read that 1-1 is a punishable. That 1-1 I knew was punishable, but I didn't practice against it. Yes, playing as a Bryan, you really need to, like, you know, use your punishment to your advantage, because, as you said, it's really hard to get a lot going without it. You lost to Asuka at -14? Dude, the privilege is real. I'd say that for me, the character that I feel the most powerful against, just for the reliable 14 frame launcher, is Julia. Playing against Julia feels not fair. So the other thing is that you can do 1-1, 2-1, and I was just afraid that he was gonna, like, mix us up already. I know, like, each hit is... Yeah, Julia's not fair. But, like, so many of her extensions are -14 that a lot of Julias just, like, don't know what to do when you start launching each time they go for it. That's the setup again. Should have launched it, got a counter hit there. Soccer kick, mid. 4-1 is so good, dude. Sidestep into a jet upper, but we just got him with it. So these are games that really kill us, but we need to slow punish, right? Alright, punished it again. So he's not been hit by a single 3 extensions at this point, but I have to like let him know a little bit, because otherwise my down for 2 pressure is just not going to be very good, because he's going to start disrespecting it. Oh, bad punish. We could have killed him there. Gets us with the throw. And we're dead. Tried to wake up with a button. Probably 3. Like a 3 low. Because given the situation. Alright, this next one, if anyone watched this stream, is the one where the stream disconnected. So, y'all will get to see it for the first time. Also, if you all might have noticed, I've started counterpicking. So the loser is allowed to counterpick whenever given the option. I started counterpicking Infinite Azure because I couldn't deal with his wall mix-ups. So basically, I was like, let's just get good at dealing with this in a neutral space where we can backdash, so that hopefully once he starts counterpicking the walls, I can actually beat it. Yeah, so here's the hidden match. Hey Ranger, how's it going? So he does the back 1 extension there. There's down 2 this time. Alright, so he does headbutt into down back 3 again. Getting a little blown up here. Get a punish. And he blows us up with a low parry. Looking pretty dire. Down 4-1 into back 1 is so good. He had me like on this horrific. Oh, you see that? We finally did it. He goes headbutt, block, and I'm like, here comes the down back 3, and I do it and I blow him up. I can't believe the stream didn't see this. I was like, this is literally that was like a pivotal moment in the match for me. He didn't do it that time, see? Slow punish there, get just some classic little like 1-1-2-1 pressure. So it's funny, no one got to see the fact, like the point where the match was changing. For me at least. Get the counter hit there. My taunts were really bad. Oh yeah, I was starting to get a huge read on his low timing, so I get this like. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, that was bad. But notice how we're just like, all of a sudden, everything's working. It's like we finally can see something. Punished that correctly, even though we didn't low parry it. Isn't this a crazy game? Like, y'all not seeing this? Like, this was like the downloaded game, and the stream missed this. And they're like, what the hell? Oh, bad punish. Catch him with a down 2, though. Tanjiro seeing the kill thread. Hell yeah. Once again, letting this rip because I want to let him know I'll even do it in these situations. My forward 4-1s, I usually wouldn't do that, but I wanted to catch him with something crazy because he can't punish it very well. Because it's -13. And then he whiffs that move, and we go for a hatchet and we catch him. So that actually was a really good statement. That was like a really good statement game. So I popped off. Like, I had the stream muted and everything because I found it too distracting the previous time, but I popped off there. So because I won, the Feng does choose to counterpick, and he ends up counterpicking the beach. The beach. So a stage with walls and a breakable wall. But, you know, to me, they're all about the same. Hey, Peter. Good morning. Yeah, real quick, now that you're here, I want to kind of talk about something that I didn't want to, like, drop a huge paragraph into the chat yesterday, but I watched a video by Frame Whisperer where he talks about how matchups are defined by, he believed that matchups are defined by your while-standing punishment capability, and he gave the example of, like, a character that doesn't have a very good while-standing 13 versus a character like Kazuya when you're playing someone like Bryan who has a very critical, like, -13 low. And basically, I was thinking to myself that because it reminds me of when Bryan did not have a 13 frame launcher and you would play against Kazumi, and Kazumi would let her was it down forward 2, she'd let the extension that's minus 13 rip a lot more. Like, you'd see Arslan do that against Jimmy or something all the time because he didn't have a good punishment for it. So the idea being that I could abuse the move a little bit more because the risk becomes lower against this character, and it gives me a larger range of moves that he has to worry about. That being said, Hodor also was low parrying a lot, and I think it's for the same reason, where his punishment isn't very good, so he was low parrying a lot. That being said, Hatchet's slower, so I should have done faster lows still, but the obscene amount of hatchets that I was throwing out was... I'd want to assert that that's like an intentional thing. Usually I do faster. I do a lot more down 4s and down back 3s like in other matchups, but definitely curious to hear your thoughts on it. But let's go ahead and like finish this out first. So this is the run back. He's counterpicked this stage. This was nuts. I was looking for the what did he do here? I think, yeah, okay, so I'm looking for back 1 here. Hard read, doesn't work. Nice block punish there. I think. Maybe it didn't even come out, but... So he's kind of rushing us down. Didn't hold back there, I guess. And he's like building some momentum. Just pressing. I think I got counter hit by the jab itself, but I'm not sure. And then got caught by that because I got just wasn't ready for it on wake up. We got a punish. I don't know how my back 3 turned into that, but whatever. He just caught us. I was looking for the sweep there. I learned so much about that reset there. Now I know like the game that's being played, so I was not quite really aware of it. So that was really sharp of Peter to point that out, that was one of the situations that I was like not really aware of what was happening. I tried to punish it, didn't work. I went with Mach Punch because I didn't think forward 4-1 would work, so I guess I was right, but Mach Punch didn't either. So I'm trying to like slow down. Oh, dang. I don't know if that was an input being eaten from my jet upper or what, but either way. Unfortunate. Because I do jet upper into elbows there. That was sick. Slow punish. That one's so hard to punish in practice. Like, I'm doing my 1-2 string because I'm just not confident I can get it anymore. So I want to at least enforce like some sort of mix-up situation. I did my back 4 intentionally early there because in the previous 1st to 10, I tried to wind up an actual taunt back 4 and he shouldered me in response. So I was trying to play a timing game with him. Wrong punish. I knew, but I didn't know. That was sick. Like, what the heck happened here? I was like, look this. Oh, okay. It looked like it went through his head. I was like, what is happening here? But anyway, got a punish there. Or not even a punish. That was sick. Messed up my sidestep knees, and we got destroyed. And then we were given a gift, so we managed to... We were given a gift. We'd see them low, we immediately orbital because a string is coming. Gosh, the fact that he shoulders quarter circle back 2 before, like, just doesn't respect the extension and would get you anyway if you went for the extension was just sick. That was just destroying my brain. That's safe, but we want to take our turn back. That's actually a bad habit that I have, but it worked out there. 3+4 into 3+4 at the wall. And managed to get some momentum back. It's funny, I keep counterpicking the infinite stage, but I'm actually pretty good on walls. I think my wall awareness is actually one of the strengths that I have as a player. Alright, that was lucky. But that's because he keeps whiff punishing, so I'm like, screw this. I'm gonna let it rip. And it worked out. Tried to duck the back 1, but got hit by the sidestep instead. Wasn't ready on the low parry, but we did get the we did get the punch parry. Basically, when I practiced against that, I was like, if I mess up the punch parry, if I mess up the low parry, we're definitely going to go for the punch parry. And it paid off there. It paid off there. I failed the low parry, but I did get the punch parry. So I was pretty pleased with that. And I think Peter was also like, oh yeah, you're learning. Okay. So he counterpicks Vermilion Gates. Oh yeah, this was my favorite game. Thanks, yeah, Peter told me that at the end of the last one, he was just like, look man, even if you can't low parry this, at least punch parry the end. Alright, don't have our low parry there, but I did react to it on a block. In the moment at least. Alright, so I'm actually getting a little adventurous there. I'm trying to show him that we're going to challenge here a bit so that maybe he'll finish it later. That was sick. He did it! See, and we punished him. So we're trying to play this game with him. Such a bad punish. We could have won the game there. But look at this tragedy now. Again, we didn't punish him. But we got him. We got it. But yeah, just so much unnecessary risk because we can't punish a stupid shoulder. And that's what I was punishing shoulders, practicing that all week. So it takes time, I guess. He low parries us here. All right, here's the best part of the set. All right, realign. Not to mention it was a punish on the back one whiffing. Oh, that was so sick. I did the wrong ender there, but I was excited, and I think I lost focus and died. It was a pretty big life deficit, though. Oh, it is a correct ender, so just not a deep enough dash. I think I was thinking to myself, like, oh, do I want to do, like, 1+2 instead? Because I don't think I have the dash. But, because I don't usually practice the immediate dash out of quarter circle back 4 a whole lot of my combos. Oh, I did that? Okay. Shoulder comes out super fast. You have to block, punish, like, immediately after block. It's hard either way. Yeah, it is. I'm getting there, but it's not quite there. So, why did I do this forward 4-1? My reasoning was, yeah, I didn't dash deep enough. That's true. So one of the reason I did this was I was kind of experimenting with, he did a lot of Kempos at the beginning of the round, and I'm still not, I think doing forward 4-1 against a Kempo doesn't work, but I was trying to do some sort of advancing move to hard call out the Kempo. That being said, my 16 frame move beat out his, like, I don't know what, my 18 frame startup move beat his 16 frame startup move or something. So I just got lucky on the beginning of the round lottery. But, pretty funny. And as I said before, I was like, the risk to me didn't seem worth it, because what does Feng have to beat forward 4-1, aside from just wall standing 1-2? Or wall standing 4 for the frames. That being said, he starts busting out the throw, he gets me there, I don't break it, and then, here, look, I block this, and he extends it immediately. Oh, that was so disgusting. I literally saw that, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's, like, adapting before I even, like, realized that I've adapted. Like, it was crazy. Just, I think the anime villain power-up analogy was... I had the stream muted while I was playing to focus, and I thought, like, close to the same thing. I'm like, holy crap, this asshole. I love Hodor. Hodor is great. I was like, oh my gosh, you bitch. Like, he was so quick to adapt. It was, blowing my mind. That was on accident. I tried to mock kick, but it was kind of funny that I showed that. Bad. No, not ready for the punish there. I did practice that mix-up, but it was I wasn't really very solid on it yet. I should have practiced against just standing there, like ducking against a Feng, doing all these lows and doing the right punish. I didn't do that correctly. I instead practiced by having a bot randomly do stuff, and if I caught a down back 3 to launch it, but because of that, my oh yeah, this was sick. I was trying to, like, you see that? I was trying to bait out something. That was like probably also one of my proudest moments of the set. Just this. All these empty dashes. And then we caught him. Oh, that's like... this Ender was supposed to be a taunt setup, but then that punch was me basically just like, oh, I messed it up. But it was supposed to be a taunt setup. He did tech roll. He tech rolled every time. I just don't quite have the execution for in the open taunt setups like that. Forward 3 is so godlike, but it's like... it's a really goofy move because it's such a slow startup, like, comparatively. Sick orbital there. Alright, so yeah. I forgot that he adapted that way before. And then this, because I noticed that he does go for Oki, and I was like, just praying that a spring kick would beat it. Like, that was real. That was intentional, even though it didn't work. But notice how he only got 1-2. And I held back just in case he, you know, did something else. Yeah, the range is also booty. We got him. Somehow I smelled the need to, like, put me back in my place, so to speak. So I was like, this might, show some fight still. I just really wanted to quickly say, like, my thought process typically for smelling hell sweeps is I think to myself, like, would I be frustrated here, or would I be, like, wanting to, you know, force some respect? And if so, I duck. Basically, I look for the hell sweep. Sometimes it's got real good phantom range, catching hitboxes and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Oh, and yeah, in that last round, we got a Rage Drive whiff punish on him, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. Hey, 3Minim, how's it going? This was hilarious. I seriously, there's this rule of 3, right? And I thought he was going to stay on the ground. I honestly thought he was going to stay on the ground for the 4th one, or duck. So I kept up with the soccer kicks. We broke the throw. That was good. That was clutch. And then, oh yeah, look at this. I tried to low parry, but I did it too early. I didn't practice that enough. So I thought the timing was right, but I hadn't tried it online yet. Yes, I'm watching a replay 3Minim because I played a 1st-to-7 exhibition match last night. These are like almost the last. This is like the second to last game, I think. Basically, the story is this person smoked me 7-0 the previous week, and I was given the opportunity to rematch the next week. So I practiced my ass off this week trying to like learn the matchup, and even though I went down 7-2, it was so much closer. Like, I felt like by the first game, I was already like, yeah, this is different. That being said, though, we're watching the wheels fall off the cart a little bit on this last game, but like, but I mean, that's okay. They were basically trying to push the advantage, and I was still counterpicking the infinite stage. And thanks, yeah. I honestly think he had me. It's like pretty back and forth. Like, you know, there's this idea of like ladders of adaptations where you see someone doing something, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna blow you up for doing that habit now. And I think he had a lot of things where he'd figured me out, but I think his sense of how I want to play the game. But I also think that he just changed faster than I did. Like, he was, you know, he would get away with something, you know, 3 or 4 times, and then I'd figure it out. But then he's immediately switched to something else, and it has to take me 3 or 4 more times to figure it out. So he had, like, this advantage, right? Like, I was not sharp enough. So, yes, I mean, this guy's a beast. I don't think there's really any chance of me beating him, personally, just from what I was seeing. But I was, like, trying my best, basically. Once again, just doing the down 4-2. If we don't do it ever, then he's going to stop respecting it. But at the end of the day, you could tell that Hodor's plan against that string was never do anything. Tech rolled again. He went for the catch there, I think. It's kind of weird that he did that. Yes, you get better losing than you do winning. And in fact, there's that notion of like, I can't believe he blocked. That was so... and he hits me with the freaking 10-hit string here in the last game because he knows I didn't prepare for it. And I'm dead. Oh, man. I knew I should have looked at this 10 string at least once, just to know when to low parry it. Basically, 3Minim, there's like every character has this 10-hit combo that they do. It's usually bad, But basically, the idea is every character has a different move where the low attack comes out, like a different, like the 5th one or the 7th one or something. And that's all you really need to know. You need to know, like, oh, I think for Feng, it's like the 5th hit is low, so you can low parry it and blow him up for it. But that's the only way to defend against it. And I wasn't ready for it, and I died. And then he got us with the extension there. Anyway, that was that, and we lost. But I felt really good overall about the first to 7. So, like, yes, I think everyone has been noticing that how much room for improvement there is on my block punishment. And I guess that's just something that doesn't happen overnight. Like, that improvement was me trying to improve my block punishment against pretty much the entire moveset of Feng in a week with like only 20 minutes a day, you know, and that's sometimes not even 20 minutes because I didn't have the time for it. So, but I try to do it every day, and you know, that will just come with time, and I'll probably just keep labbing Feng. I'll keep this momentum, and hopefully he'll turn into a good matchup. 3 minutes. There is a person in the chat, Peter Mao, who's a content creator, has a pretty large following on Twitch that organizes these first to 7s. So he exhibitions every Friday or most Fridays, and he basically takes people who are interested in watching, in participating, and then you know, gets it all set up, and then he streams it with his own commentary against it, and then gives people advice at the end of it, and then it's like a whole spectacle. Everyone's rooting back and forth for it, you know. So it was yeah, it was pretty cool. I love the opportunities. I'll sign up every chance I get, you know, within reason, because I don't want to hog it. So yeah, let's quickly do our YouTube sign off, but we're going to keep the stream open. If you're watching from YouTube, you know, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and come check out the channel where we are playing live on Saturdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. Central. So yeah.